there is a design of experiments. Reality can be one case or another, and our hypothesis can be one case or another. If our hypothesis says it's true and it is true, that's a win. If our hypothesis says it's false and it is false, that's also a win. That's our experiment was successful. Our decision was correct. You with me? If, however, we assume if it's really true and we think it's false, that's a type 1 error. If we think it's true and it's not true, that's a type 2 error. They take these labels from Neyman and Pearson in statistics. In other words, if your hypothesis fits reality, whether it's true or false, if it's correct, that's a win. If your hypothesis is just out of step, if you reject a true hypothesis or if you accept a false hypothesis, that's a type 1 or type 2 error in the design of experiments, which is a field of science. It's the mechanism by which we test hypotheses and try to determine what reality is. The problem is, of course, that no experiments are perfect. It'd be really great if they had a 99% of being correct. In other words, our hypothesis was such that if reality is true, there's a 99% chance of detecting it, or if the reality is false, we have in other words, it's no experiment's perfect. It always leaves some element of doubt. But if we've got a 99 and maybe a fraction % of being correct, that's considered fabulous, if you will. In real life, it's worse than that. It's probably a little more uncertain because our experiments are never, that's why we do many different kinds. There are some cases where there's absolutely no utility from the hypothesis because it has no discriminating ability. That's what you're trying to avoid in designing your experiments. Now, Pascal talked about a wager about God. If it's true and you accept God, that's fabulous. If God is real and you reject him, that is super bad. On the other hand, if God does not exist and you assume he does, well, that's still a small win. You've probably lived a better life. But if God does not exist and you assume he doesn't, that's a zero. You don't gain anything by that. That was Pascal's wager, as they call it. He says, in his classic piece of work back in 1670, he said, let us assess the two cases. If you win everything. If you lose nothing. That's to him a slam dunk. That's an easy decision. Why not give up that which you cannot keep in order to gain that which you cannot lose? That's really the epistemological problem that's facing each one of us. Why now? Because I believe we're being plunged in a period of time about which the Bible says more than any other period of time in history, including the time that Jesus walked the shores of Galilee and climbed the mountains of Judea. We are being plunged into a crisis period. To decline to take the Bible seriously can be a result of being unaware of what we know about the very boundaries of our own reality. Would you take a physics course using 1950 textbooks? I don't think so. Would you take a physics course with 1970 textbooks? Hardly. 1990? Probably not. The Bible has not changed, didn't need to. The more you know about the advancement of science, the more comfortable Genesis 1 reads. And if you don't believe that, take a look at our Genesis commentary that's available. The ultimate truth is the person, the identity of Jesus Christ. He was the most anti-religious person that ever walked the face of the earth. This is not about religion. It's about relationship. Relationship with the personification of truth itself. It's the most important discovery of your life. Your eternal destiny depends upon it.